Hello and welcome to Wildlife Cam. This little group of elephants weren't messing around. They came marching in, drank for a few minutes, and then marched off about 50 meters away to spend a few hours casually eating all the lovely new grass and plants that have been growing. Jackals normally come to drink every night, but after all the rains they've been quite scarce, so it's become a rare sighting now at the waterhole. A herd of zebras running past in the background, so we went off to investigate and we were rewarded with a beautiful lion sighting. A couple of 100 meters away we found this lioness right out in the open. She was surrounded by impalas. They were all watching her and alarm calling. And this is a tactic that I've seen lions use before, so it may well be deliberate, where they lie out in the open, attracting the attention of the herbivores. Meanwhile, another one comes sneaking in from behind. But in this case, the hunt was unsuccessful. The impalas became aware of the sneaky one and ran off. So this turned out to be the Fourways pride, but it looks like they've got an extra 2 members. They picked up a couple of the sub-adult lionesses from one of the other groups. Now this guy, I'm calling him the old young male, because I know that if I give him a name, the new males will either kill him or chase him away and he'll never be seen again. So he is the oldest of the younger males. And you can see, even though his mane has become quite big now, it's still a little bit thin around his face and head, and it's still quite blonde. They start off very blonde and then it gets darker as they get older. The little white flowers that were all over the plain where the lions were lying, there's a little plant called a heliotrope, and we get them every year, but we've never seen so many of them, or I haven't. And it's the same with the foxgloves. We have a whole forest of them growing outside our house, and we've never seen them like this before. We haven't had the genets much around the house or at the waterhole, so it's nice to see one. The other trail camera had absolutely nothing on it, but this one had a genet and some bushbuck. With everything so green and lush, the animals are peaceful and content, except for one. He doesn't know the meaning of the word peace. This is a garden orb spider. It's quite a large spider, which you do find them in gardens, but you actually find them all over in the bush as well. It's enjoying a tasty snack. This was a surprise visit, coming out of nowhere unannounced in the heat of the day, which was a little bit worrying for me, because when I go down there for maintenance reasons, I try and aim it for during the heat of the day, and I hope that if there are lions around, I would have heard Impala's alarm calling or something like that, but these guys, there was no warning, they just came right out there, so that's why I have to be alert when I go down there. They hung around close to the waterhole for a couple of hours, and then they moved off. I think they heard some impala, so they went off hunting, but they weren't successful. I don't know what's happened to our leopard. No one's been seeing them. We haven't seen them for ages, but we do have leopard tortoise, and that's the next best thing. This was quite close to where the lions were, but they were moving in different directions. I noticed the grass moving in the middle of the road, so I got out to have a look and found this monitor lizard. It's a good thing I noticed it, because if I was driving and it ran off like that, I might have driven over it. A baby giant land snail enjoying a morning stroll in the rain. We had another 10 millimeters. This was at the Fourways, but it's not the Fourways Pride, it's a related group. With the new males not having been in the area for a few days, the original lions have been moving back. But they were missing a few of their members. Some of the sub-adult males weren't around. One of them was nearby, only about 100 meters away. He was wandering around in circles, calling for them, but they just ignored him, which is quite funny. It's something that lionesses often do, especially when it's a male that's calling, they'll just ignore them. And this is one of our iconic bushveld birds, the lilac-breasted roller. I think it's a sub-adult. It's not as colourful as they normally are. And here was our young male. He's quite well fed, so he's okay, but he was just looking for his family. Thanks for watching.